Champagne and Conversations.
Yeah, I have a new song called "I'm Just Doing Me." That sounds
Uh-oh.
like I'm. That sounds like I'm already distanced, right?
Right. You gotta drop us that link though, so we could share that.
When is
Okay.
that
Well,
coming out?
probably in another week or so. It's just around the corner. It was written and produced by an incredible musician by the name of George Pettis. He's from Austin, Texas.
Okay.
But
Okay.
um, most recently, he gave it to this incredible DJ mixer, oh, extraordinary. That's what I'm trying to figure out. He's really super at DJing and mixing, and his name is Terry Hunter. So I haven't heard this incredible mix on it yet, but they get ready to MP3 it to me. I can't even say it much less do it. Okay.
Oh, really? You're
So
learning the
I haven't heard it
technology.
yet. Yeah, but it's right on time because you ain't got nothing left but technology, so you might as well learn how to do it if you don't know.
That's right. That's right. The
I like this
technology.
song, Just Do Me.
I'm just doing me. That's what it's called. Yeah,
I'm just doing me.
And what was the
yeah.
inspiration for that?
George Pettis, he's just a genius songwriter.
Okay. Okay. Have
I
you?
think that's what he thinks of me because I'm not a songwriter, you know. So somebody has to really kind of like it's like somebody dressing you. They have to look at you, they have to feel you,
Right.
and feel what your audience might want from you, and of course they have to be uh, good musicians and very talented at what they do, uh, because they're really just being you in a way.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's how you vibe. That's definitely how
Yeah,
you vibe. And you've
Kindred
yeah.
been
spirit.
vibing. You've been vibing in a lot of ways. Yes, the kindred spirit. That's right.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, you gotta be tapped in, tuned in, and turned on for someone to write for you.
absolutely, and they're both excellent. I'm sure when people hear it, they're going to absolutely love it and adore it. I guess you might call it kind of R&B, jazz. If it's got this mix on, it's probably kind of house style music.
Oh, nice. Go,
I
Miss
Okay.
think so.
Melba. You party. We know you party every
Well,
night,
I don't
don't
know
you?
about that, but I got to catch up with the 21st century here.
You got it. You got no, they need to catch up with you
Catch
from
up
what
to
I can
you.
see.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I
Please.
don't think you ever fell off.
No, I was watching you. I said, "Oh yes, this is all of it. She is classy, bougie. She got it already." They have to
Yeah.
get your opinion on things. We have to follow what you have going on.
Ah.
Yes,
Well, I've been
I love
out
it.
here longer, so I do have an opinion. I may not be right, but I got an opinion.
Yes, and we value that. That at this time
Absolutely.
where we're looking for, some sort of consciousness, some sort of just a
Yeah.
foundation, some structure, something to be
Yes.
able to say, what are we doing? How do we get through
Right.
this?
Right.
And
And
that's the reason.
that means honesty and honor and caring about what you say, not just saying something because you have people's attention. You have to
That's right.
care.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that. We've been having those conversations with what we're doing here, honoring you legends and loving on what you're doing. And again, just adding comfort to, our circles and such. And that is definitely one
Yes.
thing that we're looking to do is to reach out and, honor and give the respect.
Right.
I think that that is not only on this level, but in a higher level as well, that we have to acknowledge in order for us to be able to receive and move forward.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I
And of course, that
definitely,
means on if you consider other levels at the same or different areas or lower, they're all to be respected. We all need each
Absolutely.
other. We need to know whatever is the historical or the beginning. Otherwise, we'll
Yes.
have no idea where we're going. We'll be going somewhere. We won't like where
Where?
we get when we get
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. Now, this is something I've always wanted. I wasn't able to see, but the concert you guys did the anti crack concert years ago.
Uh huh.
Tell me about that, because when we're talking about social
Okay.
consciousness and moving, that was something that happened in a span of time that only our people could actually speak to it on that level, to even want to bring knowledge to it and speak to it. So that was something I've always wanted to ask about, that experience, how that came about.
Well, it wasn't a concert. It was a um, what do you call when you what do you call it? You demonstrate.
Right,
We walked the streets. I walked the streets with Al Sharpton and Kathy Sharpton. They were just married at that time, so this is a long time ago. So their children are grown. They have grandchildren now. So this is a very very long time ago, and we were walking the streets of Harlem. And
uh-huh.
you've heard of the Wizard of Oz. When they
Right.
painted the houses. We were painting the crack houses red.
Wow.
So that the
Wow.
newspapers and the media could cover the fact that we just have open you know drug sales in our neighborhoods and nobody does anything about it. Matter of fact, I think it's a concerted conspiracy to bring the black neighborhoods down and make sure that our
Right.
young people don't have a chance. And so we were demonstrating against it.
Wow.
Wow.
So
That's
that's and my relationship with the Sharpens have been cemented ever since then. Every year they have a fundraiser at Canaan Baptist Church for a scholarship fund that Kathy does, and I and um, Hezekiah Walker, many other like very very famous gospel artists. Which of course I'm not a gospel artist, but I consider it a great honor to be considered with those people. Like Marvin Sapp, because he's a pastor and everything too.
Yes,
She
yes.
let me come and sing a song and help raise funds for her scholarship fund. So our relationship has continued on ever since then, and I continue to do community service types of events. When
Absolutely.
anybody's ever doing anything, I like to participate and let my voice be heard, in support of whatever
and you
they're
move
doing.
in such grace. Your voice is so calming. I'm just sitting here rocking, just taking it all in. I
It
could just
is.
talk to you all afternoon if you don't mind.
No, it's my
It has peace.
pleasure.
It
My
has peace.
pleasure. And of
Yes.
course, Reverend Sharpton, he does concerts and he does events and he does parties, but that particular one was just
Right.
a demonstration.
Right. I remember about the, because that it is funny, because in every decade, there's always going to be something that affects our community and create that
Right,
disparity. But it's
right.
just amazing that when we could come together, and to see you, you're such a sapphire.
A light, just a light.
Yes, yes, and
Thank you.
that energy that you bring, that sassiness, like, no, I'm not having it. I'm not having it in my community, and to participate in that. I just wanted to honor you for being a community
Thank
leader
you.
and linking your voice and your talent to that particular cause that was so devastating to our community for a long period of
Yes.
time, and we're still feeling the aftermaths of it.
Though that was one cause. You probably don't know who C. Dolores Tucker is. She has passed away now, but she had an organization called the National Council. No, no, that's Dr. Dorothy Height. That's my other mentor. I've
Yeah.
had mentors, so it's my privilege to now mentor those coming along. The
Yes.
National Council of Negro Women,
Yeah.
and they had these huge conferences,
Yes.
primarily for African American women. So we would come to these organizations and we'd have these different groups where we'd be taught and we would go into the community and where we would have celebrations and gatherings so that we could have great speakers like Dick Gregory or like Shirley Caesar or like the Clark sisters or
Absolutely.
like incredible people in our artistic or political circles. Jesse Jackson. I don't know. Jesse Jackson used to say that what is he? Uh, um, what do he say? Proud. No, he didn't say proud to people. He said keep hope alive. Okay.
Yes. His tagline.
he said
That's
he said for me my song instead of keep hope alive was lean on me.
Yes.
So
right,
another
right,
so I had the privilege of going around and demonstrating and rousing people up. I went around the country with Stevie Wonder to make Martin Luther King's birthday an
right.
official holiday.
Nice.
And I
Nice.
would sing, lift every voice and sing, and many African American people didn't know we had a national anthem.
Oh, I love that. I love when you sing that song. Matter of fact, when there's a lot of people singing, but when you do it, it's like it's like my favorite rendition is when you do that song.
Move
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Yes,
that's been my history. So I have this kind of passion. I'm sure that's where the energy comes from. That
yes.
um, as African American people, we were the only ones brought here as slaves. I mean, come on, you can't
Come on
forget
now.
that because
Come on.
it's going to be repeated again if we don't pass our legacy on.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Um, one more question. We know that you're a born again believer. What was that road to being born again?
One of confusion and I just. But if I would try to trace it back, I would say thank you to my mother. Um,
Amen.
she had me out of wedlock, and so my family was already broken when we started out. She was a professional singer, so she was gone all the time. So that meant, like many Americans, much less African Americans, my family was broken and almost destroyed before you begin. But the one thing she gave me, two
Huh.
things. She gave me what we used to call a nanny. That's somebody to take care of a child that their mother's not there.
Yes.
And we used to call her Mama Lou. But now Mama Lou never learned how to read or write. She never voted. She was a cotton chopper. But
Wow.
I was raised on 108th Street in Central Park West in New York City, and very often that's typical for Americans because we have at least two heritages: one that's American, one from whatever the original country that our parents came from or other relatives. So I credit Mama Lou for my Tony Award because they thought I was acting, but I was just talking like her. I was talking, I was
Best,
She's gonna
talking like
keep
a
it
cotton
there.
best
chopper too.
experience.
Okay. But the main thing she gave me, besides a good nanny, and my grandmother had strokes, so she couldn't really speak or anything. But that was my family. Of course, whatever family you have to hold that dear to you. But she gave me a Catholic Christian religion from the time I was 4.5, 5 years old. So that's the first thing I know. So when I went astray, like we all do,
Right?
Right.
somewhere along the
That's
way,
right.
Somewhere
this
along the way. Is
I
that a
kept coming
song?
back. I said, yeah, it sounds like a song too. Good song. I kept, I mean, to make it simple, I'll say, children are curious, but I had a curiosity about, well, why is the sky blue? And I think it kind of connects to, well, gee, that must be heaven. And if that's heaven, that must have something to do with God. And I don't know. I can't remember like one particular incident that drove me back to say that I'm born again, but eventually I said, I don't know, but I want to give my life to Christ and see what happens.
Amen.
And he did come into my life, and I started to make a study of Christ and Jesus and who is it. And actually, I put the Catholic Church down. I said, I don't want nobody to tell me nothing. Don't nobody preach to me. Don't nobody tell me what I'm supposed to do. Don't nobody
Fancy.
tell me.
Fancy. I
And
love it.
I love it.
I made a lot of really bad mistakes, but I
Right.
really was searching, and so it's been a long road that has brought me to a point where my vocation or my job really is as a born again Christian. And every once in a while, he let me sing a song or two.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's amazing. That
So
is
that's why that light
absolutely.
is shining bright.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to do gospel? I know you spoke about not doing it at certain times. Is that something that you have on the forefront, or you just want to stay
Oh
secular?
no, excuse me, I got a new gospel album out. Let me tell you the name
Oh,
of it.
oh
I
yeah.
didn't want to.
Okay.
I didn't
What?
want to tell you a whole lot of things at once and just
Oh,
confuse
yes, give
everything.
it
Oh
to us. We
no.
need all of it. We
We need
told you we
all
could
of
keep you
it.
here
Okay.
all
All
day.
right. All right. The new gospel album is called "The Day I Turned to You," and
Okay.
that particular song is being. This is the second single that's being released from the album now.
Okay. Okay.
That
Wow.
was written by a very talented young musician and producer by the name of Herb Middleton. But the first single is a duet with the great Miss Shirley Murdoch. Okay, did I
Okay.
come
Okay.
did I come up to the bar or what? Okay,
All
you're
right.
not gonna you're not gonna get no better
Don't
gospel
get no
singer than Miss
better.
Shirley. But Miss Shirley and her husband Dale DeGroat, when I had one of the times that I had lost everything, I was out on the road with my first gospel play, and I saw her perform, and we met, and I asked her would she please create some songs for me because I mean, see, I was saved at that time, but I didn't feel like I belonged to any particular church.
Mhm.
Like right now, I'm Catholic again. I've gone all the way back, and I'll tell you why. Because the Catholic means universal. That's what it means. It's not a denomination, but it is the first Christian church. It's the church started by Jesus Christ, and I figure he know what he's doing, so I'm gonna follow that one. Besides, the Christians are basically New Testament Jews. The Old Testament is the Jewish church or the synagogue. But when Christ came in, of course, many Jews don't know that the Messiah has already come. That is Jesus. But anyway, that's what I'm there. But anyway, I met Shirley Murdoch, and I said I don't know any. I really didn't know any Christian songs. Like most black people, we're brought up in the church, and we have a
Right.
real good steeped historical knowledge, at least the songs and the lingo. I didn't know the lingo. I just know I love Jesus. Okay,
Yes.
so
Come on
Come
now.
on. That's
That's the bottom line. Do you love Jesus?
right. So she said, no, but what you have to have is what in the theater we call an autobiography. In other words, a story about yourself.
cool.
But she said, but in the church, you tell people your testimony. That means you tell people what did Jesus do for you. I said,
Right.
yeah, that's what I want. I want a testimony. So she wrote these three songs for my album. The whole album is called The Day I Turned to You, but she has three songs on there that she wrote. Um, One of them is a duet called "Call Me." You got to listen to that, please, when you get a chance, because she wrote it for me. And she's such a strong singer, but she didn't sing over me or nothing like that. She didn't say, "Okay, you Broadway, I'm gonna sing over you." She didn't do that.
That was good
But
for her.
it's
You would have let her know, I'm
well,
sure.
it's extremely powerful. It's a duet. She sings her heart out, and she allows me to sing my heart out. But she wrote it for me, and so that's what this gospel album is. It's not what you would call, well, if there is any such thing anymore, because there's such diversity, a
Mhm.
traditional gospel album. But she wrote three songs for me. Herb Middleton wrote three songs for me. The Day I Turned to You, Champions, and I forget the last song, but there's about three songs on there that he wrote for me, and then there's a few other songs.
Okay.
So if you get a
Okay.
chance to listen to
So it's
that,
called
please
Call
do.
Me.
It's called Day
Yeah,
at Time.
yeah, listen to the duet, please. Ooh, and she let me sing my long high note. Ooh,
Go ahead, sing
sound good.
it. We'll wait. Let's go. We can have a moment right now.
Got it. I see it. I pulled it
Yeah.
up. Okay,
Yes.
I can't wait
Oh,
to
oh,
play
great,
it.
great. You have the duet?
Yeah, it says I just pulled it up. Hold
Play it,
Okay.
Renee.
on. Oh, oh, this. Okay.
Early.
Okay.
I love it.
I
Oh my
love it.
You
goodness.
like it?
And tell
Yes.
us the title of that again.
That one's called "Call Me."
Call Me.
Oh, call me. You all need to download that right now.
Absolutely.
Call me.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. That's going to be my AM wake up.
Oh.
Glad you like it.
That is powerful. Oh
Isn't
my.
it powerful?
Oh
Yes,
Yeah,
my.
it is.
Oh
yeah.
my. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
Oh
you
my.
so much
Thank
for
you for
sharing.
sharing.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. This is priceless. We are so excited to have Miss Melba Moore here on our
You tickle me. Yeah.
yes, on our feed. And just to share that just you just knew what we needed. That is something that
Good,
we look
good.
for God's grace. We look for the kindred spirits. We look for the
Yes,
divine intervention. We
yes,
definitely look for the connections. And we know that there is a higher power that's aligning all of
yes,
it. all of this every day.
Yes,
So whether we
yes,
have to wear the mask, stay in the house, do the gloves, this is what
whatever.
we're doing.
Yes,
This is what we're doing.
Yes,
he's in control.
because it's gonna be all
God
right
is
if he's
in
in
control. It's
control.
gonna be
Yeah,
all
Listen,
right.
you're in New York, I'm in Virginia, and Renee is in
Los
California. We just
Angeles.
all the way
wow,
across the
great,
country
great.
and
Yeah.
Well,
watch how it works.
that's the new techno way, babies.
Yes, yes. And you're learning it because you're all over social media. I love it. I need to get
Yeah,
you to help
yeah.
me.
Well, yeah, I got a lot of good help, and I'm just getting ready to bust out all over because I got all these wonderful people help me. Like I'm saying, I can't write songs. I mean, I could write them, but I got a Tony Award as an actor, so I want somebody that's a Grammy Award winner writing me some songs.
That's
But I
it.
got these
That's it.
Right.
beautiful, I got Shirley and Dale. I got a lot of different people helping me, so my career is really just going to now take off. So I will be able to teach somebody something.
That's it. That's
Amen.
it. You
I
look, you've
received.
already
I'm
taught
gonna
us.
learn.
You've
I'm gonna
already taught us.
die.
We got to put you on a master class online. Like, listen,
Yes,
this is what you all need to do.
yeah, and you're telling you it might be slow. You might not get there till you like me to like your senior citizen, but that'll be just on time.
Look, it's the
Well,
speed for most.
well, listen. It's your testimony.
Yeah, that's my testimony. That's my
That's all
testimony.
right.
Testimony.
That is all right. So you've released the gospel album and you've released the secular album, or you're about to release the singles from the secular, and you've basically ministered in both worlds at that point. So that is amazing and
Yeah,
touching
well,
all the
you know,
lives.
I was trying to describe to you how confusing it seemed, but it all boiled down to me. I feel like God said to me, Melba, it all belongs to me.
Oh, it's a one world. Amen. Come on now.
How about it?
And I don't have to lead. I follow Him, and He's shown me by all these wonderful, talented people that help me where I can go next, and how it should be, and then how I can represent Him, and then show everybody the best of themselves and themselves.
That's
Amen.
awesome when they receive that. That's awesome when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
receive that, the likeness that is around, and they respect the direction and they are
yeah,
in every piece of it, which then allows for you to really shine and show
yeah,
all your truth.
That's
And
the
that,
honor.
yeah.
yes, that's the honor. That's what she's
And it's
opened up.
fun and exciting for everybody then too.
Yes, that's what Renee always says. This is supposed to be fun. This isn't labor. This isn't
Right,
labor. This is supposed to be an enjoyable situation.
Exactly.
But
right,
some
right.
people, I guess, with just everything that's going on, and when you are
It's
looking at
hard, and
reality,
I gotta say, thank God. I'm a senior citizen now. I've been doing this a long time,
you're not gonna
because
find
a
that.
lot of it I've been working on for a long time, and it's kind of coming to fruit now. And whatever the process is, you're gonna have to go through the process. And some people are having just terrible, tragic, horrible things happen to them. You cannot expect them to be straight faced and smooth. We got to be there to comfort them now.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right. Be
yeah,
authentic with it. You can't suppress it. You got to process it.
It has to process. Yeah, you don't
Yes.
yeah.
just get there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. And I guess, and with that being said as well, with us all coping with extensions with the COVID stay home, and
Yes.
being able to still, it's amazing that you were able to produce not only one but two releases or more within this space. So this definitely tells you, when you channel your energy and focus, it's just all, it's unlimited what you can
Well, what
actually.
happens is you follow God. I didn't do it. They did it. They said, Mel, you got a new hit. I said, okay. I mean, I worked on
Oh,
the work with George Pettis a couple of years ago, and with my gospel CD, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, trying to figure out what to do little by little, just living the life. And then it's come together. You continue. You got to be faithful. If whatever God is telling you, personally and privately, He wants you to do it from A to Z. Of course, He's A and Z. Okay.
that's
And
right.
then you give it back to Him and say thank you, and then see what happens. And He gives it back to you finished. That's what's happened. I didn't finish
Mm,
it.
mm.
George Pettis and Terry
Ooh,
Hunter finished it. They did it. They finished it.
that's all right. That's
I
all
haven't even heard the last
right.
part of it yet. But it's important for me to tell you that, because that's what this is all about. Each person is precious to God. It's easy for me to say, but if I can explain that to you, and you see what I'm saying is actually how it's happening, and you do that in your lives, and you got the microphone, so people will listen to you. and their lives will be changed. So, I got to tell you what the process is. I can't act like I did it.
Come
That's
on
it.
now.
That's it. That's it. It's this is awesome. We really thank you for, sharing all of what you have. And is there anything that you are looking to do in the future? Have you accomplished all that you're looking for, or are you looking for more? And what would that be at this point?
Just beginning. And of course, as a singer, you need a hit record to do that. So,
That's it. But you got a lot of them. We were enjoying it before you joined us. We were enjoying it a little bit, just a little bit.
uh, well,
Uh-huh.
we got some new music for people who don't know me or who want to hear something new, and also for the new markets that I'll be in now, like the city wineries that are starting to pop up everywhere because they've had to shut down for a minute and change how they're going to have people come in once this is over, and several other live clubs that do live music, like the I can't think of the club in Washington, and there's clubs all over that house about maybe 1,000 people or less, but they have live combos. I'll be doing a lot more of those than I had been lately. Everything's starting to build up for me. So yes,
Oh,
new
nice.
projects.
Awesome.
Uh, I've had a call from some movie producers who are creating some projects that they want to include me in, and
Awesome.
Congratulations on that. Look at
thank you.
God. He is
It's
moving.
great. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes, he
yeah.
is
And
moving.
He
I
leads
have a
and we
one
follow.
woman. I'm sorry. I have a one
He
woman play that's
follow.
called "Still Standing," the Melba Moore story that I've been touring around, and that looks like it's going to pick up again too. So it's a one woman autobiographical play.
Still standing. Amen. That is awesome. Yes, it's so much energy and it's so much inspiration coming from you, and just letting folks know when people have a limited amount of motivation or limited vision, or not so much drive to get to the next point. They might know they want to, but just not enough drive to get there. And this should definitely
Yeah,
be a statement say. I mean, you've lived through, several things in life, and you still are thriving and climbing and
yeah,
and
yeah.
wanting.
Yeah,
She's saying
and I
she's
know
saying
you see that in my work and everything. But even if you're not working, if you're not if you're retired, you got to do this with your life. You got to give it back to the Lord. Let Him show you what He wants you to do with it. You might be impaired in some way. Maybe you can't run around, and maybe you're not going to have a lot of energy. Whatever you got, give it to God. He'll give you something really wonderful back for it, and just
I,
stay in it. Stay in it.
I think Valencia was saying you're pushing us through the finish line.
Yeah. Yes.
Look,
And whatever that is
some
for
of us, you
you, you
just
know.
shooting the gun to get
Whatever
us
that is,
started.
whatever that is,
Right. Well,
whatever
I
that
know this.
is.
God never meant for us to get old. He never meant for us to get sick. He never meant for us
Yes,
to get worn out. He meant for us to live forever with Him. And
yes,
one of the things I like to remember is that Moses got punished for hitting the rock instead of talking to it, but
right.
he only let him live. He only let him live to be 120 years old.
Only.
Yeah, great. There's a scripture that he makes your flesh fresh and give you the youth of your younger years. So our
Oh,
flesh, yes, you like that, don't you?
yeah, yes, I do.
As I always say, keep my flesh fresh and give me the youth of my young years so you could complete
Yes,
the thing that he has in store, because we
Yes.
need our
yes,
bodies so we could do the work, and he will
yeah,
restore us. So like you said, you change everything, and I'm going through a detox right now, and that detox just not for my body, it's detoxing my spirit, my mind, my environment.
yes,
It's
yes.
forcing you, because the whole world is actually detoxing.
Absolutely. Now, I hate to make it religious, but it's not. It belongs to God, and if you put it back there, y'all of you part of saving the world. Because if you don't, we can just go out there and breathe and die.
Come on
Mm,
now.
mm,
Get that breath.
mm. Breath. You got to exist. Got
Yeah.
to make it. Got have to connect in some way.
Yes,
In some way, yes. And a lot of people, I guess, at one point felt like they had the answer, and unfortunately, now this is the response to that. You had the
yes.
answer, as
I
you
think
say.
God kind of leveled the playing field a little bit. When I think about
Absolutely.
all these huge billionaires, they got to give it to the people that ain't got nothing, so they ain't got no workers. They got to give it away.
Got to give it away. and they're trying to figure it out too. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
Because
because
they can go, they can go out and take a breath and die too.
Right. Gotta get
I
back
know
to
it's
it.
not
she
funny.
told you.
I know it's not funny, but that's the joy of the Lord when you're in the middle of His
It's true.
what He wants you to do, His law, His system.
It's,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
it's
Anyway, go ahead,
direction.
girls. Y'all can get a word in. I'll let you.
No, we are listening to you. We invited you here and we just basking in the moment. Both of us just rocking. We're just swaying. We vibing. We're
I'm
gonna have
on
an
cloud
Good.
after
nine right
call.
now.
We're gonna have an
Good.
after call motivation. We might have to get you on another line and say we need mentorship. We're gonna make this
Yeah.
thing really powerful. Yes,
Yeah.
this is and Renee works a lot in women's empowerment. So, you know,
Oh,
takeaways for this and being able to share a few clips to those young ladies that, tend to sometimes get a little disconnected or a little
sure.
just
Sure.
worried about what the next thing is going to be. This
Yeah.
definitely allows for that.
Right.
So we
Right.
appreciate this time that you've taken
Good.
to share and to exchange and to, deposit and give us some things that we may need to just keep moving each
Yeah.
day. Yes,
Yeah.
these days of
We just thank you for
isolation.
the gift that you are. We just appreciate the gift that you are, and even though you don't think that you're a gospel singer, you still a gift to the body of Christ, and I appreciate that, and
Right.
I honor that this
Right.
day.
Miss
Right.
Melba
And
Moore,
I
we
and I
thank you so
realize
much.
how incredible the church and the gospel world is, and they are just like supernaturally gifted. So to be even mentioned in that group as a genre, just as a music class, you can't hit me in the head with a red apple, okay? I got to do it with Shirley Murdoch.
That's
Right,
right.
right,
That's
right.
it. That's it. But that's that honor. That's where you
Yeah,
have gotten
yeah,
to where that just grace and mercy just allowed that to flow.
yes.
That is awesome and you deserve it. We wanted to definitely give you your
Thank
roses
you,
now, tell you we love
thank
you, we
you,
thank you for everything.
thank you.
I love to
Yes.
see you partying on the nighttime in the club.
And definitely drop us the link for what's coming out, and
All right.
definitely touch so we could know about when everything opens back up. I'm definitely
All
coming
right.
out there and seeing you in person.
In the wineries, wherever you are. Well, we'll keep up with
Right.
you on social media, of course,
Okay.
and behind the
Yes.
scenes. Well, anything
Yes.
you need of us too, please let us know.
All
I'm on the
right.
East Coast with you, and Renee is on the West, but we have other foot soldiers as well that we can add to
Yeah.
your group to make it even powerful, even more powerful. Definitely.
We'll make them welcome. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Well, we love you and we thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today on Champagne and Conversations. Miss Melba Moore, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Have a
God
good
bless.
afternoon.